come over here to Lotus Mouthpiece Land, which is the big news of this week for us, and find the mouthpiece that makes your life easier. And you'll probably find that every single mouthpiece in your rim diameter makes your life easier. And we've got a 1, a 3, and a 7 rim. It's actually more like a 1 1/4, Bach 3, and somewhere between a 7 and a 10.5. It's 17 millimeters, 16 millimeters, and something right in between. And from there on, it's just like t-shirt sizes, extra small to extra large. Couldn't be any easier. And extra small, you're going to want that for your salsa gigs. Not much else. The small cup is great for playing lead solo stuff in general. So if you're a soloist and you need to sing on a high F, this is going to give you some beautiful sparkle in your sound. And the medium cup is kind of like a Bach D cup, and it'll give you enough richness and enough sizzle to do almost anything. It's the mouthpiece that I've been playing today, and for the last couple of years, it's been the concept that I've been working with. Not too big, not too small. The porridge that's just right. And for these 3 cups, extra small, small, and medium, we make them in annealed brass, and we make them in nickel silver. The nickel silver makes it a narrower sound, which is fine if you're playing in a microphone. Maybe you don't want it if you're filling a room acoustically. But what it does do is quantize those notes even more. It's a bit of a performance enhancement drug for your trumpet. So if you're a classical player who can't play on lead mouthpieces, but you need something a little bit shallower with a little more sizzle to play, West Side Story, or something like that, then you could definitely come to this medium cup and feel really comfortable with it. And if you want it to really spark, really zing, then get it in nickel silver. And if you want it to be as rich and fat as possible and sound like a deeper mouthpiece than it actually is, then just get it in annealed brass. Fairly typical metal. So then from there we've got large and extra large, which are like C cups and B cups. But don't be fooled, because these B cups are not normal B cups. This extra large is actually what I played the Alpine Symphony excerpt on. I'll start with the 1 large, and then go to the 1 extra large. So. That's the C cup, basically. Here we go. And here's the extra large, which is more like a Bach B cup. So it's got just as much sizzle in the upper register. It's really interesting. It's quite brilliant, and you can get up over the orchestra, but it's got a big, juicy steak of a sound as well. So it's unlike any other big B cup that I've ever tried. Hopefully you'll fall in love with it too. People this week have been falling in love with it. And lastly, we've got a large V cup. This is kind of a weird excerpt to play, but I'm going to play the Alpine Symphony thing again and really punch it so that you can hear what happens with this cup when you're articulating really strongly, and you see how it just softens everything off for you. So if you feel a little bit uncomfortable with what you need to play and you want a little bit more security, and you want to really push into it, but you don't want it to sound too percussive. That was with just as much, but it didn't, it stays quite polite. So you can use it for a lot of things. You can use it for a lot of things where you want to sound super rich and warm. And that articulation is really quite soft, whereas if I do the exact same articulation in a bowl cup, so, there we have it. We've got something in this case for you. Lotus Trumpets have been around for a year, and we're not taking any profit. We're putting all of the money back into research and development to make the trumpets better, experiment with what metal we're using on every piece of the trumpet, and Now we've spent a lot of time and a lot of money on making Lotus Trumpet mouthpieces to make my life and your life a lot easier. The intonation is perfect. The equal tempered octaves are, are an improvement upon what most people are playing. And the throat sizes are very moderate and easy to get the kind of articulation that an orchestral player is looking for. And jazz players and classical players alike are finding these mouthpieces to be useful in every application. So they're not one-trick ponies. This isn't about which one is the jazz mouthpiece or which one is should I use for orchestra or chamber music. You will find lots of colors in our menu, and you can use those colors for whatever you want. They're going to stay open in the upper register and give you easy access to play whatever it is that you want without feeling like a limitation when you get into the upper register, which is a really nice quality for these mouthpieces. And they're super rich and fat and extremely stable. So if you need a little bit of help nudging the notes into place where they really belong on your normal equipment, and you find yourself kind of pushing up the high notes and in order to get the low notes to go down because they're a little bit sharp, then this mouthpiece, pop it in, and just stop doing all that stuff. Just treat it like you're playing a piano. Don't discriminate against any note, and life gets a lot easier. So that's what we're doing here at Lotus Trumpets right now. And I hope to see you in all of your Brazilian cities very soon. And thanks for watching.
I just have too many people too.